getting a little giddy because sometimes I go by his house.
I know.
I'm fangirling on the house.
So, but yeah, the main thing. I know, gorgeous. Oh. Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody, what's going on?
So you were in the floor a second ago.
Well, I was just making sure we're re-recording because, as we've learned, it's good to make sure everything's recording.
Yeah. We had a little technical difficulty, but we just finished a beautiful tour that we're sharing with you of Keene's Pointe, which is one of the most highly sought after, high-end exclusive communities in Windermere. It is guard gated and it's absolutely beautiful. We have clients closing on a home in there tomorrow, so we were just in there doing a final walkthrough with them and thought we'd give you a little bit of a little inside scoop of what it looks like without going down all the side roads, just kind of a down and give you a little bit of some information.
And so here's what we have. Okay, so again, part of what we're going to talk about is why you might want to live in a guard gated community. But what I do have is I have the side cameras and I have our recording of us going through the thing, talking about the homes.
Sure.
So we'll show more of that, and I'm going to splice this together with that.
Hey,
we crashed the gate.
We
didn't crash the gate.
No, we didn't.
No, but
No.
The riffraffer in the fall neighborhood.
Not riffraff. Would you stop? I don't like that.
I'm riffraff. You're not riffraff.
So, hello everyone. We are in Keene's Pointe, which is a beautiful upscale community.
Look at these magnolias all blooming.
I know. It's this guard-gated community out here, and we're just going to kind of do a little drive through the community and talk about this, because there's a big difference between a community like Keene's Pointe out here in Windermere versus a typical newer construction community. There's going to be a lot of differences. The first difference is right on what you just said, honey, which was the massive magnolia trees.
Lord!
These communities, or this community specifically, is more established, right? So you've got the years of growth of the landscaping. So you have mature landscaping as opposed to just the baby twigs.
But it's also that when builders right now, they put the same kind of tree in every community because they're hardy and not very expensive, and so every community looks the same going down through it. These mamma jammas put up magnolias.
They're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous.
Good Lord. And I mean, and so well established. I mean, this community is 30 years old.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is. It's a beautiful community. And why don't you tell them a little bit about the golf course, because that's part of the appeal of this particular community. And then I'll talk about some of the other aspects.
Yeah, and we'll frame this as we're going to tell you about this community, but just basically, do you want to live in a guard-gated community?
Right.
Because this is, for me, the quintessential guard-gated community. There are other communities that have a guard gate, or there's some that have a thing that goes up and down. Mm-hmm. This is a guard-gated mamma jamma. Yes. So over to the right, you can see right there, the Golden Bear Club, designed by Jack Nicklaus, my father's favorite golfer when I was growing up. 18 major championships, as you know, Amy.
Of course.
18 major championships for Jack Nicklaus. Tiger Woods, I think, has 15. So, complete side note, one of my favorite quotes ever from anybody was, they were talking about Tiger Woods had won his 14th or 15th major, and they're like, if he wins more majors than you, is he the greatest golfer ever? And Jack Nicklaus said, so correctly, yes, he will be, but doesn't he have to do it first?
Yeah.
Doesn't he have to do it first? And I kind of carry that with me, like, through things. Don't get ahead of yourself. I love that quote. Don't get ahead of yourself on buying one of these homes.
So
it costs $1 billion. But there's they don't cost $1 billion.
No.
But anyway, that's the golf course. That was my job, right, to say about the golf course.
Well, just that it is a golf course.
I'm getting a little giddy because sometimes I go by his house.
I know.
I'm fangirling on the house.
So, but yeah, the main thing. I know, gorgeous. Oh. So here's the thing: we have to digress a little bit. So first of all, the thing that we want to know is
that's an Amy house right there.
The things that we want you to know is that first of all, it is guard gated in 2 locations. It is a golf course community, and it has a tremendous HOA and a lot of curb appeal. These home sites are larger, and that's good because one of the potential challenges, or one of the reasons you have these larger home sites, is that the homes are a little bit further off the street, which is fantastic, but it's also a septic tank community. And so ultimately what that means is that you're going to have a septic tank with a drainage field in your yard as well. So ultimately that means you're not on public sewer. right? So that's ultimately what that means. Not a big deal. Many homes, many areas, septic tank is normal. That is standard. It's just something that we like to mention when we have clients looking in this community. Coincidentally, we have a client closing in this community tomorrow, which is one of the reasons we're here now, just doing a quick final walkthrough.
Well, and not for nothing, they don't let you in the gate if you don't have business here, which is good. And that so take for me, give for me. As we talk about, do you want to live in a gated community or guard gated? Tell me the different kinds of gates.
Well, you've got the typical clicker gate, which you either have a remote or there is a sensor to a sticker that is adhered to your window.
Yes.
And there are some communities that are like that are just gated communities, and that's what most of them are.
Yes.
But then you have a few that are guard gated, and that means you have a security guard that is monitoring who is entering and exiting the property at all times.
You got to be on the list.
If you are not a resident of the community that able to access the gate on your own, then you have to be on a list. They will call the homeowner if you are not supposed to be on that list, and that includes contractors, landscaping people, pool people, guests, friends, family. And they're pretty stringent about that. So you really do have to make sure that that you're on that list. And that's really nice, but that means your HOA fee is going to be a bit higher in these types of communities as well.
By the way, gate for the Golden Bear Club, not gate, but the entrance for the Golden Bear Club right there.
Beautiful. I'm just going to go down here and loop it around.
One more type of gate I want to throw in there, because I've seen it just a couple places, is guard monitored.
Yeah,
so you pull up and there's a camera, and you have to say, so it's like the guard is there, but they're not there.
Right.
They are forever. One of the things that I think we should point out, is we're on Tibet Butler Road. Mm-hmm. Okay, Tibet Butler Drive, sorry. Tibet Butler Drive is the road we come on from the gate. We've been driving forever.
Yeah, we're just going on this one main road. Now, we can weave back through.
Because there's villages. It's like the village of Camden, the village of Huntingdon.
Yes.
And I feel like you should have to say it with an accent. Yes. Like, not a British accent, like an old American accent, The village of Cambridge. Okay. The village. Like, you should have, like, that voice where you've smoked a pipe for many years. The village of Cambridge. Okay. Mail kiosk there, so still no, not they don't drive up to your house with the thing.
Yeah, you got little playgrounds and things nestled all around. But here's the main thing I want to talk about with this community.
Do it.
These are custom builders.
Yes.
So this is a community where you're not having 3 floor plans to choose from. You don't have 2 elevations to choose from. You don't have pre-designed interior design packages. Everything in this community is a custom done home. Now, that is fantastic in the desirability of the community, as well as the, I will say, like, lack of variety. There is variety. So look at these. Yes. No. We're just going to drive through. There's some really beautiful homes out here in the community, obviously. But they're all custom homes, and that's really important. Now, here's the thing I want to mention. Eric said this community is a little bit more established, right? So it's a little bit older. So having been in quite a few of these homes, the homes are older. Custom build or not, they're still going to have age issues. Mm-hmm. There's still going to be an end-of-life situation for some of the roofs. You'll see some tile roofs, and you'll also see some shingle roofs, and that's really kind of important to note that some of these homes either have had new roofs already replaced, or maybe it's due for one. But it also means things like when someone built this home in the beginning, a custom-built home in the very beginning, it's likely that the cool design was 12 by 12 tiles. Yeah. And that's not what we're doing anymore, right? Now we've got, bigger tiles. So
to your point, a tile roof, when we say end of life, we're using it as an insurance term.
Yes.
End of life.
Yes.
A tile, so that roof has shingles there. Mm-hmm. So to your point, there's some shingles, some tile. A tile roof end of life is going to be 30 or 40 years.
Right.
Right. So a lot of these homes were built in the 1990s. So that's where we are.
Yeah. Oh, there's a scooter kid.
So we're getting there.
So really that's really kind of all I wanted to mention about, that part of it, is that you see these beautiful high-end luxury homes. They are custom-built homes.
Gorgeous.
They are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, truly gorgeous homes. And yeah, they do cost a pretty penny. And they cost a pretty penny because you have larger home sites. Yeah. You have a custom-built home. You have a guard-gated community. You are in a golf course community. You are in Windermere. The zip code alone is going to increase that property value. Yep. So for any of you that might be looking and fall in love with this community, as I'm sure many of you are, please know that we're talking million and $2 million homes. My
so
clients
a small
just,
home would be $1 million.
Yeah, my clients just purchased one a little over 2,200 square feet at $955, and it was on the smaller end of one of these within the community.
And here's the golf course clubhouse. No, that's someone's house. Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, I like if you joined our Sunday drives before, you know that I did a freak out of these houses because I like every one of these houses I look at and I just go, wow. I mean I can like that amazing.
They're just
amazing.
beautiful. They're beautiful.
Was that articulate enough? Wow, amazing. Thanks.
Yeah.
So go back and give me the
So here's what I was going to tell you is that in this community, I don't even know if there are that many, but there may be a few random home sites that are still left and available in the community. Those are typically owned by builders, usually meaning that you can build with that builder. Sometimes there's a couple of builders that will go together and they kind of give each other that like reciprocity, if that's the correct way to say it.
Yeah.
But obviously this community is well established. You do not have a lot of opportunity in here, but I will tell you it is a gorgeous one if it is one that you are interested in. Look at how far the homes are off of the street.
And again, septic field in a lot of the front yards.
Yes, exactly.
Here,
which is why
I love
that one right there with the big.
Oh wow,
gorgeous! I could just drive through this all day, and this is most resembling the true Sunday drive that my mom and dad would take me on when I was a kid.
Go, like,
just to drive around and not have our jaw drop at people's homes. That's not really the point of it. It's just to see the beauty of what exists out there, what the possibilities are out there, things that you can aspire to and dream about. What?
That was the village of Nottinghamshire, and this is the village of Bedford.
Okay.
Sorry. Summarize for me because again, so if this is your type of neighborhood and this is your type of price point, by all means call us because we'd love to help you buy a home here. But that's not really why we're here today. We're here to talk to you about, first of all, just to show you the community because it's cool and it's fun.
It is a golf cart community.
Yes. And they are actually, playing golf as they go. So sometimes you got to go hole to hole, But so give me the pros and cons. Give me 5 reasons. I'm just throwing it out there. If you had come up with 5, why you would want to live in a guard gated community.
A few reasons why you would want to. Well, first of all, the fact that it is guard gated is definitely an advantage for safety aspect. So that anyone, even though it's a massively large community, you know that anyone you're driving past on the street has permission to be in the community, whether they are a resident themselves or whether they have already been stopped at the guard gate with access provided by one of the homeowners. And they obviously have recordings of everyone entering the community. So in that regard, the safety factor.
How about, you mentioned something about status.
Yep, status, I think, because it is it's kind of a high-end, very sought after luxury community. I think that definitely there's a status element to it when you live in one of those communities where it is kind of fancy, right? It is guard gated, it is exclusive. That definitely is going to appeal to a certain a part of my clientele for sure. And
then we as we were driving, we went past a jogger. And I thought that was another reason. Like we have some clients that are buying in there, which is why we were there.
Right. So I mean, I would say from that aspect, if I guess what you're getting me to say is just the neighborhood itself is very idyllic. It's got beautiful homes off the street, lots of sidewalks, mature landscaping, canopied trees. So yes, if you want to walk, bike, jog, stroll your baby, walk the pets, there's a great community atmosphere for that.
But because they're essentially not public streets, there's not nearly as much traffic. The only people that are there are people that live there or have business going on there that day.
Right.
So it's a lot less traffic than what you see right now here on the main road.
Right.
You don't see that
we're
there.
on the main road.
So if you want to go jogging through it, that was the point. Now give me 3 reasons why.
Because you didn't let me do the ones I wanted to do.
Well, I was doing the 3 you did before.
I know, but I did 5 before.
Okay.
Anyway, one of the other ones I think that you would definitely want to live there is the fact that those homes are all custom homes. So they are not a bunch of, one builder, 5 floor plans, 3 elevations. It is not cookie cutter. It is definitely, all of them are high-end custom built homes. So they are all going to be unique. So the overall aesthetic is just absolutely gorgeous in that community. And that's something that is very, very appealing to a lot of people.
Okay, this is where our confusion comes from.
Okay.
Because that's a reason why you'd want to live in Keene's Pointe.
Right.
But there are guard-gated communities where they aren't custom built.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
But do you find that when it's a guard-gated community, it tends to be more likely to be custom homes? Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, well, I thought we were talking a little bit about where we just were.
We were, but
yes,
yeah.
I mean, there are some guard-gated communities that are not quite as custom built, but most of them, if you're going at that level, is going to be a custom built community.
Yes.
Now you said go to reasons why I would not.
Why you would not want to live, not necessarily in Keene's Pointe, although you
Just
can mix in guard-gated versus whatever. You can mix in Keene's Pointe.
Well, number one are the fees that would be associated with it. Whenever you have a guard-gated community, your HOA fee is going to be substantially higher because someone has to pay the salary for those guards. And not one, in fact, several of them out in that area are guard-gated in 2 locations, as well as one in Winter Garden. Stony Brook also has guards in 2 different locations.
And we're talking several $100s a month.
Yeah, it's
more.
it's just a higher HOA fee. And again, it's if you're cool with that and it's got great amenities, then I think that's great. But for some people who are on a budget, that might be a reason where they're like, well, I might rather put that money toward the house as opposed to the HOA. So that's one. The second reason why I might not is kind of the exclusivity of it. Mm-hmm. Some people, like for us, I just can't imagine us wanting to have a Christmas party and going through the hassle of dealing with the guard gate and giving everybody names and making sure all of our guests know that they have to stop at the gate and show their license. Mm-hmm. And it's just a small inconvenience, but it's kind of not our vibe. But absolutely, a fantastic option. It's just important to kind of know that might be something that would potentially keep someone from wanting to move there. Other than that, I can't really think of a reason you wouldn't want to be in a guard-gated community. They're really beautiful. It's just expensive.
Yeah.
It's just expensive. If you're on a budget, might not be the community that you're looking for. But it also depends on what your budget is.
Right.
Because your budget could be $2 million, in which case you're fine.
So in the world we exist in right now as we record this, what's been happening in this video is I'm going to cut back and forth and use some of the stuff we had with the side view cameras, and I'm going to come back to us and go, but now assume that we've done all that. Okay. And I've done a masterful job editing.
I'm sure you did, honey. I'm sure
we'll see.
You did.
Well, it's my mastery that allowed me to have the thing stop recording and didn't notice, so who knows how much more we recorded, whatever. But I'm going to cut it together into something that will let you see these beautiful houses.
Okay.
What you're not going to see is my jaw was down to here the whole time because some of these houses are ridiculously gorgeous.
Absolutely beautiful homes.
So anyway, in that universe, right? Mm-hmm. In the universe that we exist in now, tell everyone goodbye because now
are we done?
We'll come back to it and we will have gone through that. Boy, Amy, wasn't that beautiful in Keene's Pointe?
That was great. No, I will tell you, it really is. There are multiple communities out in the Windermere area. They are older communities. They are more established. They are absolutely stunning. And if you are lucky enough to want to buy or build in some of those communities, because some of them do have a few lots remaining, could be a great option for you, and then certainly give us a call. But as always, thank you for watching us. Please stay safe, stay well. Remember, we love you, and happy house hunting.